Okay, now let's go ahead and take a moment to pause the video for your quick right number 3. What happens if you rely too much on defense mechanisms? Now let's talk about the helpful ways to cope with emotions or situations that can be unbearable. One way to cope with the situation or the emotion is to confront it. If possible, improve the situation. So rather than ignore it or lean towards depending on the defense mechanism that you used to in the past deal with emotions or situations, confront it. Acknowledge the situation that is happening and try to improve the situation in one way or another. Another way to cope with unbearable emotions or situations can be to release built up energy through physical activity. You may do that by joining a sport, going out for a run, going out to play a sport at a park with some friends, or possibly even cleaning up. You need to be doing something physically active to release that built up energy in order to cope with the situation or the feeling. Another helpful way to cope with the situation or the feeling is to take a break. You can read, you can listen to music, or take a walk. Pretty much taking a break involves any kind of situation or activity in which you are um, taking the time to relax, taking the time to breathe in, and in a way create some kind of self meditation for you to be able to deal with the situation or the emotion. Now, one of the most helpful ways to cope with situations or emotions are pretty much talk through your feelings. Find that one person that you trust or that one adult that you trust and talk about your feelings. One alternative to talking to your feelings can also be writing about your feelings. Maybe you'll write it in a journal using a pencil, or maybe you write it in an electronic journal. So, if talking is difficult for you with adults, maybe writing it down can be a helpful way to cope with it as well. Now, for your closure, I want you to go ahead and take this moment to reflect upon yourself and come up with a coping strategy you can personally use to express or deal with your emotions. And then explain to me why you believe that coping strategy might work for you. Go ahead and pause the video for your closure response. Once you have finished your closure response, go ahead and begin completing the review questions that are found after your closure notes.